So I was invited by Sam Richards to come down and talk to his students. This is the same class I've made a number of videos covering. We started having this conversation after a remarkable class session the day after Charlie Kirk was assassinated. I made a video covering that class, and that's gotten close to 4 million views.
What is it about listening to students that's so intriguing?
Because this is where those conversations are supposed to be happening. There were concerns around, will the school try and shut this down? Because there are concerns, what if the student sees negative comments? I decided, you know what, I will get in my car and drive down there and talk to them myself. College is about you trying to become the person you could be. It's one thing to stand in front of a crowd of people. It's another when there are potentially millions of people watching you do it. If you don't think that has utility, and many colleges don't, why? It's easier for them not to do this because there are risks, there are liabilities, there's going to be the potential for hurt feelings, but you're all adults as well. People your age are fighting wars. You vote. You should be able to handle mean comments, and we'll kind of get into some of this tonight. Because I've made videos covering this class, it's only fair that you all should have a chance to challenge me on anything that you want. Because I've made videos covering some of you, please feel free to challenge me. So the first student raised their hand.
You said that you value autonomy in your thought, but all you really do in your videos, which you post nearly every day, is react to Joe Rogan podcasts, which doesn't really sound like individual thoughts to me. So can you comment on that?
That's a challenge.
Yeah, no. If we were to look at it, now and then I will cover a Joe Rogan interaction. I think the last one was Joe Rogan and Elon Musk. It might be, if we were to actually go through the numbers, it's probably more accurate, like maybe twice a month. If there were more interesting exchanges, I would definitely delve into it. I don't know what I'm going to cover tomorrow. There's interesting moves being made here. It might be on Joe Rogan, it might not be.
It
2
could be
videos
anything.
ago was a magician claiming to be able to read people's body language and deduce a PIN number. You're right, he did appear on Joe Rogan a few months ago, but that video, it doesn't matter if Joe's in it or not, but it could be a magician.
You create your own content, but you don't really give your own thought, at least from what I've seen. I mean, granted, I only watched like a few minutes out of each of your videos while I've been sitting here, but I have gone through a year or so through the videos, and I've seen the titles of them. You don't necessarily give your own thought. You don't really comment on anything that's of substance that other people haven't mentioned themselves.
And this was off to a lackluster start. There's an obvious flaw there. The professor pointed it out.
But bro, you said, I just scrolled through a few of your videos right now, right?
Which is awesome.
Yeah, but
This is
that's
like-
what, in 5 minutes? In 5 minutes, you already made a comment by just scrolling through some videos right now. And I'm yo, dog, man.
You're going to detect that pattern where most of the time it is someone who's just, no offense, but has watched a minute and making an observation. And things continued along that route where I noticed it was not about the logic or any of the issues that I've talked about. It was all about the person.
I just had an interesting perspective and thought. So with everything that you're saying where you don't really care if I'm misspeaking. You just said a little bit ago you don't really care about the politics of it and you're not trying to push a specific agenda, correct? Like in the videos you've made.
It's not political for me. There are principles in the world that I think are important, but it's not about getting a politician elected or representing the Republican line. Like equity, I think, is a very bad idea, and I can break down those reasons. Yeah. Logic exists independent of us. That's why I constantly say, make it about the logic and not the person.
Yeah.
I had a question for Warren. I kind of wanted to question your credibility. Why should someone even spend the time watching your videos? Why should someone follow you? Why should somebody want to hear your opinion on videos that you review?
Oh my God, that is such a good question.
And I've never seen your videos personally,
Yeah.
but I'm just learning about you for the first time now, and I'm thinking okay, why should I want to hear your opinion in the first place?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't tell you why you should, honestly. I can't tell you why you should like something. I can't tell you why you should want something. Perhaps this is being too technical, but I do think it's important.
Okay.
That's such
It's
a
been a
good
surprise
question.
to me. It's a good question. It's one I contemplate every day.
Like, well, I feel like anyone that I would watch on the internet and spend my time watching, I have a reason for why I want to hear what they have to say. So I'm just thinking, like, I don't know you at all. I don't know your videos, but why would I want to listen to what you have to say on some random matter?
Yeah, but that's subjective, so there's no way that I can give you that answer. Like, you could pick a person, someone you do watch, and you're like, I enjoy this person. Only you can explain why you enjoy that person. All I can do is provide the logical foundation, hopefully, and if I can make the dynamics clear enough, I hope that makes it digestible and enjoyable. And if people watch it, they watch.
So you don't know why people watch you.
Can I ask you?
No, I don't.
Why should someone spend the time watching your videos? Like, what gives you the credibility to even comment on something that doesn't involve yourself?
What is credibility? Does it give me credibility because I was a teacher for 5 years, or I spent 9 years in college and I have a master's degree? Does that make me credible? Or is the logic either there or it's not? A truck driver could lay out a logical argument. If the logic is not there, having a PhD is not going to help you. You have to make that judgment for yourself.
You're not an influencer. One day that could just stop and you won't be making any sort of income anymore. How do you make a career out of such uncertainty?
Smart people are locking in their winter gear right now while it's on sale. Bearskin is running a 60% off deal right now, but only if you get your hoodie early, which is the hoodie I'm wearing right now. This hoodie is built like a tank. 340 GSM microfleece, 10 pockets with a clean, rugged fit that looks awesome. It zips right into the heavy storm rain jacket to become 100% waterproof when you need it. So when it turns cold, wet, and windy, you're not scrambling last minute. You'll get free US shipping, fast delivery, and you've locked in your winter gear already. It's a win-win. Do yourself a favor, text the word Warren to 36912 to lock in your 60% off. Again, text Warren to 36912. You'll get a link sent straight to your phone so you can check it out later if you're busy right now. When you buy Bearskin, you are supporting the Fallen Outdoors and the Hope for the Warriors Veterans programs. So you're not just buying cool gear, but you're also backing a cause that's important. Don't wait till you're freezing to realize your hoodie sucks. Get a Bearskin now while it's 60% off. Text Warren to 36912.
And you won't be making any sort of income anymore. How do you make a career out of such uncertainty?
You're right. Yeah, you voluntarily enter the unknown. It is uncertain, but when you're in that uncertainty, that's where the rewards are going to exist, as opposed to where I went in every day as a teacher. It's very comforting when they tell you this is exactly what you need to do. This is what time you go home. That's all you got to worry about. And you're going to get a paycheck, but there's not that potential upside that you're going to get when you are in the unknown, where I don't know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. It is move to move. You asked something interesting right there. I'm trying to, given that it could vanish, I'm able to make a living because people
Like tomorrow
watch.
your video could get no views and then you're not going to get income.
You're absolutely right. Yes, it could end at any time, but what's your point? So because an endeavor could come to an end, you should not embark on that endeavor?
So we're currently in a room of, like, I would assume over give or take 500 people. So the first answer that you provided being, I don't know how to answer that, or I can't answer that, wouldn't that solidify someone's position to not watch you? Because if I'm listening to someone, especially when they post mainly political content, I would like to hear some defense or some reasoning for why I should continue to listen to their stances. But if they were to instantly say, I can't answer that question, I think you should defend the living that you're making, or at least the content you're posting.
So you think I should, but if I were here to try and sell you to watch my content, then there would be some prerogative for me to do that, but I'm not here to do that.
No, completely.
Yeah. I actually appreciated your answer, by the way.
I talk about what interests me the most when I feel like I can offer something to it. I think it would hurt the content if I were to think that way.
Yeah.
I want to genuinely talk about what I'm interested in and why, and break it down how I see it, and not worry about how it lands. That should be what I'm striving for. So if I'm in here telling you this is why you should be, I would be doing the opposite of that.
Yeah.
That's why I don't tune into CNN, because they seem to try and sell you on a product. What makes Don Lemon credible? Well, he went to journalism school, okay? As someone who has taught a journalism class and TA'd at a college level journalism course, I could tell you that that is not enough to make you credible. Yeah, these people aren't trained in objectivity. Well, it doesn't make a difference if you're trained in objectivity. That doesn't mean they have objectivity.
No one has objectivity.
Right, but it gets worse in certain areas, especially when you have massive amounts of money behind it pushing specific agendas. I did feel like I was wearing the kid gloves because there was this sense of this is for the administration more than for the students. Because I think it should be about the students and just forget the administration, and that will actually achieve a better outcome.
Again, if this is how you make your living, it makes sense that you want people's attention to be grabbed when they're clicking on a video. So moving farther away from the general public, when you're talking to students and when you're making videos about students and what they're saying, how do you think it's beneficial for the student? It may be beneficial for you to have that bolded title and for you to have that kind of hook grabber, but people are going to see that and associate it with a college course that they're not in, and then watch parts of the video or all of the video and then lean on your title for the content of your video. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I hope that they lean on what they're actually seeing in the video, and I am condensing. We're taking an hour and a half class, and I'm just taking what I think is most interesting and important and condensing that in my perspective down to 10 minutes. And this is a fair criticism that I'm going to always get because there is so much left out, and people have a proclivity to say, but I had this brilliant point that you left out. And my guideline is, as long as I'm not deceptively editing something and then misrepresenting what you're saying, I think I can condense and accurately represent the logic to actually make it more digestible without misrepresenting, as long as I'm staying on that. And I might get it wrong now and then, but that's what I'm striving to do.